Akimbo pistols, you know them, you love them, and here's how you use them. Simply put, it's an attachment, and more specifically a stock attachment, because here in Black Ops 7, there are 3 pistols in the game, a single shot, burst, and a full auto pistol, all of which you can use Akimbo on. With that in mind, all pistols have 30 weapon levels, except for the Jaeger 45, which is the single shot and the first pistol that you unlock in the game, which, interestingly enough, has 31 levels. For the Jaeger 45, you actually unlock the Akimbo attachment at weapon level 28, and the same is true for the other pistols, give or take a couple of levels, because once again, the Jaeger has an additional level. And also, to be a little bit more specific, it is a stock attachment. And no, it's not a stock attachment in the sense that it's a default attachment. It's because candidly, using Akimbo is the closest thing that you can get to modifying the stock of a pistol without actually adding on a stock. So naturally, as you can tell, the Akimbo attachment is one of the final attachments that you unlock on a pistol before maxing it out and before prestiging it, which I will talk a little bit more about that a little later in this video. So with that said, let's take a little bit of time and talk about some of the newer features here in Black Ops 7 multiplayer and zombies. So if you watch a little bit of the pre-launch content for Black Ops 7, you will be aware of the feature where you can swap between having your Akimbo pistols both dual wielded and ready to use, and swapping between that and using just a single pistol where you can aim down sight. It's a really cool feature and it's new for Black Ops 7, and basically how you do that is firstly, you have to have your pistol and you have to have the Akimbo attachment equipped. It's a little bit of a misconception that you can just have a single pistol and just pull out an additional one. That's not the case. You have to make sure you have Akimbo equipped on the pistol itself, and by default your pistols are going to be running Akimbo. What you'll then need to do is you'll need to toggle your keybind to swap between the Akimbo and the single pistol. Now I'm on PlayStation 5, so for myself it is the left button on the D-pad, and the same is going to be true for Xbox. But if you're on PC, your keybind will most likely be the same button as your inspect animation. Using this as an example, when I'm on PlayStation 5, if I hold down the left button on my D-pad, I am going to be doing an inspect animation, but if I only tap it once, it's going to toggle between my Akimbo pistol and my singular pistol. And to round out this feature, you hit the button once again and you are going to be pulling out your additional pistol. And needless to say, this is a really interesting as well as a new feature for Akimbo pistols, because naturally the big concern if you are going to be running Akimbo is that, you know, close range, absolutely not a problem. You can use the things like a shotgun, but when you go into those medium to longer range engagements, you're kind of out of luck if you're looking at an enemy. So this allows Akimbos to be a little bit more viable, which is very nice to see. Now, another thing that I want to mention, and this is a little disclaimer, and that's the gameplay that you're watching is against bots. Now, literal bots you're watching, not the non-skill-based matchmaking lobbies. So while you're enjoying the gameplay itself, let's actually talk about weapon prestiges, which are a little bit new here in Black Ops 7. Of course, prestiging weapons have been around ever since Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 7 is doing it a little bit differently. So like I mentioned before, and also, by the way, this is true for every single weapon in Black Ops 7, I'm just going to specifically talk about the pistols, where every pistol except for the first one has 30 and then 31 levels. Once you hit the max level, you are allowed to prestige the weapon, and what that does is once you hit prestige 1, you are going to be unlocking a new attachment. And of course, just like regular prestige, once you go into it, you are going to be resetting all of your other attachments except for the optics, interestingly enough. Luckily, the Akimbo attachment is not a prestige locked attachment. The actual attachments that you get for prestiging your pistols are special barrels for the Jaeger and the V-Locks, that is the semi-automatic in the 3-round burst pistol, and a special magazine for the Coda, which the Coda is a fully automatic pistol, so you can actually get a 30-round magazine on it, and time will tell whether that's going to be overpowered or not, but it's something to keep in mind. Now, interestingly enough, you can prestige each weapon twice, and then once you hit prestige 2, you can basically grind out to a prestige master level 1000, or simply prestige master. Now, there aren't 1,000 levels for every single pistol or every single weapon in the game. It only goes up to a max level of 250, but once you actually hit prestige 2 and you grind up to 250, you are going to be getting a throwback camo for the weapon itself, which a lot of them are proper throwback camos. They are actually a lot of the DLC camos that we saw in Black Ops 2. So if you like the bacon camo and all kinds of old ones like that, then it would be worthwhile to take some weapons that you really enjoy, make it up to level 250 on them. Basically, it's like Obsidian camo from Modern Warfare 2019. And yeah, guys, with that all being said, that's going to effectively conclude today's video, which is actually my first ever video here in Black Ops 7 talking about Akimbo pistols. Now, one last thing that I want to mention before I end off this video, and that is if you ever played Black Ops 2 and you want a little bit of a comparison, basically in Black Ops 7, you have the Jaeger 45, which is effectively the TAC 45 from Black Ops 2. The V-Locks is basically the B23R, the burst pistol from the game. And then the Coda is essentially the Cap 40 from Black Ops 2. Basically, the only thing that we're missing is a 5.7 equivalent, which, you know, maybe we'll get a DLC in the future and we might get something like that. But yeah, with that all being said, I hope you went on to enjoy this video. And if you did, please consider leaving a like on it down below. Also, make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 7 content. I got a lot of stuff planned for this year. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to enjoy some of the videos I have planned. So with that all being said, thank you once again for watching. I've been your host, Jungle, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one.